Good afternoon. Sorry, we're a bit late. We're supposed to have started a few minutes ago, but we've been waiting for our guests, and he'll soon be here. The Save the Boys initiative is celebrating the International Boys Conference on Saturday. In fact, they begin tomorrow, Thursday. So I understand that Uncle Ebuka is very, very busy. How be it? We're going to have this conversation. Thank you so much, Eunice. I can see you on YouTube. Can I see you on Facebook if you're here? Okay, I can see Angela Ekito. Yes, the boy moms are here already. These boy mothers, they don't even want to hear stories that touch. Today we're doing this very interesting topic about how not to raise idiot sons. And before Uncle Ebuka joins us, I'm going to start the conversation because aside being an exceptional teens mentor, I have a son. I have one biological son, and I have several. In fact, they won't let me take a picture with my son alone. So I have thousands and hundreds of non-biological sons, spiritual sons that call me mama, you know? And I'm so delighted. It's such a privilege to mentor these boys. Now, if you have a son and you're watching me, I want you to say, I have a son, or son mother, king mother, whatever, just son of a mother of a son, mother of boys. So if you're a mother of boys, let me see you say something in the comment section. Yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. Mother of boys, let me know that you're here. I have a son. If you have one, if you have two, if you have, however, how many number you have. If you have 4 boys, let's go. Go to the, you have sons. Okay. Somebody has sons. Eunice has sons. Mama boys, correct. Mother of boys. There are multiple mother of boys here. Mother of boys. Mother of boys. You guys are, I need to celebrate all the mother of boys here. 2 sons. Oh my goodness. I don't want to ask you about your experience because I cannot even imagine. I have just 1 son, and when he's in his elements, the whole house is hot. So I cannot even imagine what the mother of sons are going through. I need to celebrate you guys. Oh my goodness. Well done for taking care of our sons for us. Okay, so while we're waiting for Ebuka, I want us to have this conversation. It's going to be very interactive. And don't worry, I'm streaming on 2 devices, YouTube and Facebook. So don't worry about my eye movements. Just listen and participate. I really want to be sure that you all are participating. Okay, so let's start by defining who a son is. Who is a son? A son is not just a male gender. Please take note. A son is not just a male gender. A son is someone that has come to maturity, and like the Bible says, if he is still a child, he cannot be a heir. So a son is a heir. Okay, let me take it up. Let's just start from that angle. The king of boys is here. Uncle Ebuka, nod your head if you're ready to come live to the stream. Give me peace out, shout out. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so when you're ready, just do this and then I'll get you in. Okay, so a son is not a tata. I want, because some of you are coming here, I'm the mother of boys, I'm the mother of boys, and you don't know that a heir, while he's a child, cannot ascend the throne, cannot be given the legacy, cannot be handed over to. So there are 2 types of people we have raising the male gender. We have people that are raising, though they are boys, they have male genitals, they're actually raising babies. They are not raising heir apparent to the throne. That is what you need to understand. To raise a son is to raise a man, is to raise a king. Uncle Ebuka, are you ready? Okay, Uncle Ebuka is still not ready. So that's the first thing I want you to take note of. Please write in the comment section, I'm not raising a baby boy. I'm not raising a baby boy. I'm raising a heir. I'm raising a king. So he might just be 10, 8, 12. But is he a heir? Can he take over? Can he stand strong, tall? All this posing, oh, I have a son. Some women, until they have sons, like they don't have children. What's that? And then now you have not given us the boy child, and then your boy child is now a tata. According to Uncle Ebuka, mommy, calling you mommy, mommy, where are you? Mommy, come. What's all that? Uncle Ebuka, are you ready? Okay, so peace out. We're getting the king of boys here, and he is here in our midst. Somebody help me celebrate the king of boys. Welcome, Uncle Ebuka. We're so happy to have you, and we're giving you a buzz boost as you are landing. We don't even want you to even land well. We have already told you that a boy is not a male gender. A son, no, rather, we are not raising boys. We are not just raising boys. We are raising sons. And a son is not a baby boy. Because the way we even sound, you know the way mothers sound. Oh, please, my baby boy, you know we are very close to boys. Me, I'm very, very close to my son. Like, my son is like my G. But I need us to understand that we're not raising baby boys. So please, let me just remove that one now. First of all, this is a brain shift. When you look at your son again, don't look at him as a baby boy. Look at him as a heir, a man, even though he's just 10, 12, 14. Because you're raising somebody that will be able to ascend that throne. Somebody that will be able to take over. It doesn't even need your husband. We're not saying your husband is dying. We're not saying anything is happening. What we're saying is that there is a destiny, the throne of destiny. Oh, Uncle Ebuka cannot show on Facebook. That's true. Uncle Ebuka will only be seen on on YouTube. Please, Facebook brethren, do not be annoyed. I'm so sorry about this. Please, Uncle Ebuka, is there somebody at home that can use another device to follow on my page so that I can bring you back? It's not going to work. Don't worry. Please, Facebook people, please, can you go to YouTube? Let me just beg you to just go to YouTube so that you can see, so that you can actually see Uncle Ebuka is releasing these missiles. I mean, I'm even ready for it. Uncle Ebuka, see now, what girls up t-shirt, so that if you want to give me gbasgbos, I will receive it. However, I'm with you on this one. Please, Facebook, if you can go to YouTube, it will be very good. So, Uncle Ebuka, the first question I want to ask you is, and your mic is muted, you want to unmute. The first question I want to ask you, Uncle Ebuka, is, I don't mean to name call anybody, but in your journey as a boys coach, have you met some kind of, I don't want to say idiotic, I don't want to use the word now, but have you met some kind of boys that you're like, have you met some baby boys? Let's be nice. Uncle Ebuka, have you met
Oh
some
my
baby boys on your
goodness.
journey?
A lot of mommy. We've met a lot of mommy's boys. One mommy. Eh, I, I, this matter is so crucial that people don't when I saw your topic, I just laughed. I said, people say, because idiot. But I like the way you explained that. And that is just the truth. That's just the reality of where we found ourselves. And until we begin to, like our mama shared today about my truth and your truth, there's one truth. Truth is truth. Until we begin to tell ourselves the truth and see things from the right perspective, we will not get the answers that we need. And truth be told, for me, I think I've seen a lot of adult boys on diapers. I say it with the feeding bottles. People who should be at the peak of responsibility and discipline, but are not even able to take care of their basic. I'm not able to take care of themselves first, and the ripple effect of that is devastating. And I was talking yesterday. I said, if you remove responsibility from a boy, if you remove discipline, like you just have an empty barrel, because what makes up, there's a makeup of a man. So when you take that out, it's as if you are siphoning the life, you are siphoning what is on the inside, and so you just have air, and when it's deflated, everything is gone. And we're seeing that, and my challenge is that these people didn't fall from the blues. Someone raised them, someone unconsciously brought them into that light. And we are seeing the damage from homes to families, where not just fathers but boys have seen their sisters as punching back, have seen everybody around them as a slave while they are the Lord and Master who does nothing and everybody does everything for them. Where they just think, being a boy is about eating and being overblown. So we just
Yeah.
have a lot of, for me, I see a lot of young men on diapers, young boys who are still breastfeeding, if you want to put it in that light, and it's not helping
Yeah.
anybody. And like I said, most parents you just think it's fun. And I keep tell some boys, I say big boy without brain, it's just big head. All right, some
Hey,
parents think it's fun. Oh,
whoa,
but
wait,
boy,
wait,
whoa, but
wait, wait,
I should hold it.
wait, hold it there. You say big boy without brain is what?
He's just a big head. He's a big head. Brain.
Jesus.
It's the brain that makes like Blue Band will say, being without BB is like a train without an engine. They say
Hmm.
bread without blue band is like a train without an engine. So what I see most parents do is to have the container, but the content of what makes that container has been exchanged with something else that is not valuable for that container. Discipline, responsibility, diligence is the core of manhood. And when you have not raised a boy who has those abilities, they can't thrive, they can't lead, because that is what forms leadership. That's what gives you the resilience, the knowledge, the wisdom for leadership. So they can't lead themselves, they can't lead everybody. And so I think so many families today who we know the father cannot lead, the man cannot lead. You have even some people even are being afraid that we're employing men because they can't lead themselves, they can't lead nobody. And where did they learn this from? From these little things that happen at home when we have boys who can't take care of themselves. I was sharing in my mom's platform yesterday. I was talking about a brother there. No, brother, where's that kitchen? All right, just sit down. Who just sit down? So what they do is to play game from morning till night. They come back from school, they're on game. They are everywhere. It's either they are eating or they are playing game or they are watching cartoon or they are all right. And they say, that is boys. Leave boys to be boys. There's no curriculum like that.
Hmm.
There's no
Hmm.
curriculum anywhere like that. There's no template. Oh, they must be scattered, they must be rough, they must be smelling. It doesn't exist. And so when we unconsciously begin to normalize abnormalism, consciously begin to normalize irresponsibility, laziness as a culture of manhood, then we think it's a joke until that child grows up and begins to be a thorn in your flesh. Let's begin to raise boys, men, and not babies.
Hmm. Okay. Oh, you people have, in fact, as you were saying, big boys without brain is big head. I was just imagining my son's head. Literally. I know, God, I know want no big head around me. And this is what I say. Uncle Buka, there was a boy I had a session with. I was counseling, he came for counseling. When I was done, after like 30 minutes, you know what I told him? I said, guy, you are living in your house like a self-contained. He's in the house but he's not there. He just
Hmm.
comes, just goes. He's not involved in any single thing that is happening.
Nothing.
He doesn't know what the job his mother does. He doesn't know his sibling school, and he's the first son, first child.
Hmm.
Doesn't know how
Hmm.
to cook,
Is
doesn't know how
the
to,
is the
doesn't
heir
wash
is the
his
heir to
parents.
the throne? Is the heir to the throne?
A
Apparent
baby
heir.
boy cannot
Hmm.
be here.
Hmm.
A
Hmm.
baby boy
As
cannot.
long as the king is a child, he
Mm-mm.
cannot have access to the throne.
That is the
Hmm.
thing. So what can mothers begin to do? Because we like to confess, we like to decree, Maledaka, in the name of we like to just all this confession. Confession is good. When I say it now, my spirit cocoa brethren will come after me and say, Tetima, let us confess. I'm not saying we should not confess. But confession without action is going to lead you to not, you're going to see no outcome. Nothing is, you're going to remain on the same spot. What can parents begin to actively do? Actively do. What should they start doing? Like break it
Thank you so
down
much.
to the
Mm.
smallest of bits. I don't want any
Thank you.
ambiguous so that they are waiting for when my son is 18, you start driving. No, starting from now. What can mommy boys begin to do?
You know, when you talk about confession, I remember something I
Yes.
was learning last week about Samuel. You know, Samuel's children were actually, not Eli's children were actually in the church, right? Hearing the
Mm-hmm.
word, confessing, doing it, all right, but yet they missed it. There's a balance. And I see a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people say, it's not my child. Holy Ghost fire.
Fire.
Eli's children were under the fire himself on the altar.
Mm-hmm.
They were hearing the word, but there was no intentionality in reason. And I keep saying, if we are following Jesus, who's a perfect example, he went prayer with the disciples, they went fishing too. They
Mm-hmm.
could pray, they could talk to him, they could lean on his shoulder, they could gossip and tell him. You can
Mm.
say the balance of prayer and intentional relationship where there's a connection between him and those we are leading. And when it comes to mothers, because when we need to talk to mothers, me, I always say fathers are absent and mothers are
No.
overparenting.
Hey, whoa, wait. Okay,
Fathers
Buka.
are absent
We need the two. We need the
and
balance.
mothers are overparenting.
Hmm.
We need a balance. Because sometimes, I think for the mothers, because the man has left the work for you, and I see mothers who have even taking the role. If it's not available, I was talking to the father and say, how will I even work when my wife has taken both the role of the father and the mother,
Oh
and
my
she's in charge
goodness.
of everything. So for me, I think when it comes to boys, fathers are absent and mothers are overparenting, and that is one thing I want to talk to mothers about. A case of I keep saying the story of a boy who is having trauma that his mother did his first shaving.
What kind of
I,
trouble is
I
all
met a
this
boy
one?
recently who said, I'm really scared. My mother still baits me at 11.
What kind of trouble is all
And when
this?
you confront the mother, they say, oh, he's not baiting well. He's just smelling when he comes out. And he's not baiting. Oh, give me the hand.
Hell,
Why are we overparenting? And so when the child is trying to even, this connection between mothers and sons, this psychology of, oh, mother, you are seeing the
yes.
younger version of your husband in your son. And after some time, that love you have for your husband begins to transfer to your son. So your son becomes the apparent heir, becomes the Lord, and the service that should be given to your husband, unconsciously that love attention is transferred to your son. And so out of that love, you're overparenting. Even when the child should be disciplined, I still see mothers who are washing the clothes of their teenage sons. There's
What
no
kind of
wisdom in
trouble?
that.
What kind of
And they say,
trouble is
so
this?
that they'll have time to read, so that they'll time.
What kind of
Is it
trouble
not
is
the same
this?
school we went to?
I
Or
don't
we was
understand.
Nago?
I
Is it
don't
not the same
understand.
school we went to? This thing, you're washing the clothes of your teenage boy, you sit down, you are cooking, your teenage boy will cross his leg, you finish cooking, you go and serve him, you carry the plate, are you okay? I should serve you
Mm,
more, you
mm,
clean it, you
mm.
take care. Oh, you are tired today, don't clean your room. I cannot read, let me play game. Oh, you are still here by 10 o'clock, you are still watching more game, okay. You sleep, oh, okay. And your boy is something university, you still carry the person to school, you call, have you read, have you gone to this, that baby tantam you over parenting. You know the implication of that. By the time that child begins to grow, he sees that everything is done for me. But most parents will now discover late that this boy has become lazy as a teenager and you're trying to correct it, but they have been conditioned to sit down and have everything. And that's the thing about having entitlement mentality because it's something we unconsciously built into them. When you allow them to
Mm.
sit down, they can take care of their immediate environment. Like you see some boys who can lay their bed, who can do nothing. They wash everything for them. House help.
Mm.
I was talking with a boy one day. Something very funny happened. I was in the session with the boy and he said, "Excuse me, I want to use the toilet." And he came out. I don't know what prompted me. I said, "Oh, you flushed the toilet." He said, "No, my house helper want to flush it." I
I
said,
don't understand.
"Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up!" I asked him to call the house help. Call her now. And he came to the
Yes.
video and said, "Let this be the last time
What
you
rubbish.
flush the toilet." And when I finished, I called the mother. "Let this not happen again." Wow. Why?
Ah,
Why? We overparenting. And so we have boys who have not understood the process of discipline, the process of manhood. And so they grow up, you know what the implication? They can't stay on a task, they can't stretch, they
mm-hmm.
easily give up. So any smart thing I can't do it because they've not learned what it means to stretch. They've not understood
Yes.
what it means to stay on a task. Their inability to start and finish a task is a problem for many boys because it's not something they've been cultured into, they've
Used
been
to.
socialized into, and so that becomes the implication. What do I tell mothers? I tell mothers, beyond, I don't want to talk about going for knowledge and going for knowledge and going for knowledge, but it becomes like a cliche, but that is it. There's a makeup of a boy. And if you don't understand the makeup, you use the manual of a girl or the manual of your husband in the younger version of your son to raise him. I keep saying it. Your son is not your husband. He will never be. God forbid that he is. He's not. He didn't pay your bride price. He's not your husband. Every
Mm.
boy as past that level of woman my character. We must begin to understand that discipline is key. At 8, at 7, he should be able to lay his bed. He should be able to take his bed. He should be able to, if he brushes his teeth and it's not okay, you don't go to brush it for him. You
Let him
tell him
go
how to
back.
do it until he's done. So we have boot camp for boys and we see a lot of things. Like you see, literally choose children that they're in the bedroom to bed and they're like they are they
Having
are they
panic
are
attack.
they are having panic attack to base, you're having
Panic
panic
attack.
attack to dress up because you're still dressing up 8, 9, or 10 years. The future implication is devastating. Mothers, let's go for knowledge. Understand the makeup. And let's know that there's a limit to which also you can do as a woman. Your husband must be involved. The challenge that the men who are also supposed to be involved are not available. They even lack knowledge, so they are yelling and shouting. I keep telling men, you cannot use yelling to inculcate calmness. I see a lot of men say, "You shout a lot, this boy. You have to be
Mm.
quiet. You cannot."
Mm.
I say, "You
Mm.
cannot produce calmness with yelling. You
Mm.
are telling
Mm.
somebody teaching to be calm, but you are sitting with shouting and screaming. Like will only beget like. You cannot
Mm.
produce mango with guava. If you must produce calmness and empathy, then you must model. I keep saying, and that's what I learned recently. If you can get a man to model, you can get a boy to pattern to learn. Because boys are wired to see, and until they see, they can't understand. We can't mortgage it. Mothers must wake up to understand that makeup and begin to apply discipline and structure. No matter how you love your son, he cannot be in the house and have 5 tabs and different this thing, and there's no structure. Structure. I'm talking about knowledge, about just understanding of their makeup, and I'm talking about structure. If it's 30 minutes to be on screen every year, that is it. Crying will not, no boy has cried and cried for screen and he now died and fainted
I
because
will
he's
have
crying.
never
So a lot of
seen.
them are,
I've
a
never
lot of them
seen.
are, we emotionally manipulate you. Those of you say, oh, it's 30 minutes. By the time the boy throw times of cry, say, oh, hey, take now. Say, we have been watching the thing since we didn't die, and you give the
Mm.
person.
Mm-hmm.
Structure. If
Mm-hmm.
it's 30 minutes every day, that is fine. If it's 1 hour on Saturday, that is fine. That is fine. There are other hands-on things they can do to help them build resilience, skill, unleash energy. But when they're still put on the screen, the more they stay on that, the more they are losing consciousness of diligence, of responsibility, of critical thinking. And once that is taken away, it has damaging effects on boys. Let's go back and begin to build structure. Your room must be this. I even tell parents that have boys, have chore schedule. This is what you do on Monday. This is your chore. Don't live in a vacuum. or your choice is to clean this surface, your choice to make sure this room is laid. Don't leave him, don't just say, oh, make sure they give them that, make sure it's spelled out and there are
Yeah.
consequences for it. And boys begin to understand structure and begin to move in it. They are aligned to discipline and responsibility, and that helps them a great deal. I've talked about what mothers should do. I also tell you what you should not do, even in building
Mhm.
this structure. Let me allow you to say something.
No, go ahead though. This one that you've said. You know what struck me most is the blur lines that comes with the boys. So, I have two girls and one son.
But
And one day my daughter called me out. She said, "Mommy, when it comes to me and my sister, you will tell her that when it comes to Brian,
ah,
we will let him, you will let some
mm,
things pass." This was like
mm,
2 or 3 years ago. Because then, like you said, he was just around, okay, no, that was when he was like 8, 9. So you don't you still feel that he's still too young.
mm.
So for the girls, their roles are clear, spelled, their
Spelled
tasks are
out, yes.
spelled out. You're supposed to. Then the son is like, help, help. What is help? So, in fact, that particular conversation was happening because of chores in the kitchen. Actually, let me
Wow.
be specific. So, from that day, everybody has a day for, there is no come and help your sister.
There's no come and
Stand,
help your sister. You
come
have
and
your own.
stand by yourself. Stand by yourself because you're going to have a family tomorrow and mommy will not be there.
Mommy
Mommy
will
will
not be
be in the
there.
Bahamas with her husband.
Mm.
Mommy will not be with you, and I don't want no daughter-in-law. I don't want your staff in your company. I don't want your neighbors. I don't want people around you calling me to say, what, which idiot is this person? They want to call your son, they will not mistakenly call him idiot.
Mm.
Because an idiot is somebody that is unintelligent. An idiot is somebody that is foolish, makes stupid decisions, doesn't understand
Mm.
that morning is for
Mm.
working, and after work is for going home. When your wife is in the hospital, you're not supposed to be with the boys. He doesn't understand all that, so
Doesn't
he just
understand all
does
that.
the wrong things, and we feel it's a man's world. No, it's not. He's behaving in an idiotic manner. He doesn't know that he's supposed to be there for his family. You tell a man
Mm.
today, your wife is giving birth and you're going for a business deal. If I don't make money,
Mm.
how would I feed her? And I'm like, are you okay? Is it everything that money does? I'm not playing down on money, but I'm just saying that inability to make the right decision part time is an act of foolishness, and it's still because of not being raised early, where you think that you
Mm.
should only read and not cook or not clean. Is not wisdom. Is an
Mm.
unintelligent action. So, Uncle
Mm.
Ebuka, go ahead. Somebody is
When you
saying
say something there, yes.
forefathers. Please,
Say
tell
what?
your husbands. I've sent the link to my husband. I don't even want to hear. Oh. He will
When
watch
you
it.
were talking,
Yeah.
I remember something that happened when my wife was giving birth one of those times. It's very personal. And we're having a very rough time. And then the doctor had to call me to come into the theater. It was that rough. And I went in and, I just smiled. It was really a very terrifying situation. And I stood, I held her, I prayed, I stood, and so many things happened at that time. We thank God for victory. And I was just thinking about it. One of the things that helped me in those times, I see a lot of families where what destroyed many boys is strange women. You can't cook. You'll be looking for one strange woman to come and cook for you. Okay, your wife is now pregnant. She cannot do anything. One assistant now has to come and help. And I don't need all of that. I can make pepper soup. I can clean. If she's not able to bathe, I'll bathe the baby. But you know what? I learned that by practice. My mother was so intentional that say, you actually just gave birth, so you need to go and know how they take care of babies. You have to do this. So
Hmm.
also through my life, I've been now, what happened to I used to auntie is pregnant. Okay, she has given birth. Okay, go stay here around 1 or 2 days and go and watch and see, help. And before I became an adult, I knew how to take care of it. I understood the series of pregnancy. What happened? This one of my particular auntie was spitting every morning. Had a cup for spitting. So my role was every morning go and carry the cup with the spit. You go and pour it, you wash it,
Right.
and bring back to her. I started learning that early. And all through that, those times that I was first man, it was my experience. I could understand. Some boys when somebody throw up and say, how can it be held? I understood by practice that
Oh
manhood
my
is
God.
responsibility and I cannot run away from the mess. Understood that. When I went in my
Mm-hmm.
husband, I had some men will go into the labor room and they will collapse.
They
Why
will
will you
faint.
collapse? Because you've not understood resilience, strength, discipline. You have been raised as a baby, and a woman who is going
Mm.
through the pain, you will enter and collapse. Understanding, wiring, discipline, inculcating values early. And that's what we are lacking in many boys. And when some parents hear this, they're like, hey, David, they say it's this thing. Oh, yeah, let's fire. It's a process of learning. Because even in teaching them discipline, so many mothers have broken the emotions of those boys. It's something you must do skillfully and intentionally. And you can't tell a boy to do something you have not explained to him. Why are we having this? This is the reason. Why are we having this structure? This is what it will help you do. Is it punishment? No. It's discipline and it's going to help us. We're going to work together. And you're able to model what that is. And that's the thing I'm also happy with. We're teaching them to do what we have not shown them how. And I keep telling parents, it's difficult when I hear mothers say, I know my husband is useless. But you cannot be useless. He has failed his own, he has missed his own. You cannot be useless. But I said it's
What
okay
does
to say
that
that, no
mean?
problem. But who is the person that will now show the boys how to become that thing you want them to be? There's the man that must model. There's somebody that must show that way. You're saying they must be diligent. Is there a man, another person showing them diligence? Is there another person showing them discipline by structure, by routine? Who is modeling and their pattern? So you must be able to explain to them the importance of that, why they must align themselves to that, and help them work through that structure with consequences. All right, because most of us have seen he said, "Coach, my mother have had this. We have this routine you're talking about in the house. We have it. So forget my mother. We know how to whine her. We can whine her. A lot of boys
Mm-hmm.
are whining their mother. So a lot of them can be
Whining.
emotionally manipulative. All right, is the when you ask them to read, their stomach will be paining them. When you
That
ask
is
them
it.
to go and watch play, their ear will be paining them, their head will be paining them. Oh, sorry, I'm old. It's paining you. Let me put away for you, okay? Just stand as you're washing. I can help you massage, but you have to watch because every time they ask to do something, something is paining you. We must
Something
know
is
how to
mm,
draw the line between manipulation and that somebody is genuinely sick. Because when it's time to play game, their head don't used
they
to
are
pain
very
them.
okay.
Their
Oh.
bum
It's
not used to
very,
play them.
very
They
okay.
will play for 24 hours. Nothing will pain them. We must begin to help to align and draw the line between discipline, boundaries, and when the person cannot do it. And how can we skillfully teach? Help them to understand the importance. Because I tell you, when there's a revelation, an understanding of what you're telling them, there's a conviction to do it. We must be skillful because raising children, especially boys in the 21st century, is something we must begin to be intentional. For me, I say it's a course we must go and study. Because if you're not
Mm.
tired, I'm tired. I'm tired of women. Some of us mothers here now. Some of us are not happy in our home. You're not happy with the kind of man. A lot of women are not happy. A lot are
Yes.
crying and in pain. Irresponsibility. Some women will be in the house working from morning to night, dying. The man is cross-legged. He doesn't care whether you want to faint. All right?
Mm.
And you are crying for the rate of irresponsibility. In fact, what I don't see now is fathers who give their children, let them watch TV. Let them watch. People take this thing too serious. You know why? Because he
Mm.
has grown to know that he will sit down and watch. He doesn't take life serious. Life no hands. Don't take anything serious. Also,
Mm-hmm.
if we don't want a repeat of the pain you are going through in your own son, something must be done. I tell those women, they can't act differently because that is the way they were wired. That is what they've been taught. That is what they've been socialized into. And then that is manhood. Sit down, eat 10 meat, have pot belly, go away, come back. When I come back, everybody is fidgeting, and that routine and continues. People must raise a different boy. If your daughter-in-law must not suffer what
Mm.
you are also suffering, then we must be able to inculcate discipline, responsibility as early as possible.
Okay, so I like this discipline, responsibility um, aspect of the conversation. And I read recently where somebody was talking about responsibility. The person said, responsibility is not taught, it is caught.
Hmm. Hmm.
So responsibility is not a noun, it's a verb.
Hmm. Hmm.
It is in the action, it is in the
Hmm.
doing. Responsibility is in the doing.
It's not by
Discipline
impartation.
is not when you don't impact it, you don't confess it, you don't profess it. No, you don't
You
even
act it.
just teach it, you act it.
Hmm.
So you must be constantly thinking of ways to show these boys that this is your role. For example, things like who locks the door. Do you know that that boy I was talking about, he
Hmm.
doesn't know where they do NEPA credits. He doesn't know how they pump water. He doesn't know anything that is happening in the house. I don't understand why. The day my door is left open till 12 midnight, my son, I will almost pull down the whole building. Why are you sleeping without checking the doors? Why are you sleeping without checking the taps? Why are you look, give them these roles. Why is the car not washed? Don't just say grow up to be a responsible boy. This boy, you are 12 years old, you are supposed to, like Uncle Buka said. Why are you demanding something you have not taught? Why is he not actively doing these things? Now, in there's another aspect I want to mention to us to be very concerned about. That's in the action of releasing these boys to other
Hmm.
people. Release them like the way you know your mom told you go to your aunt.
Yeah.
Release these boys to people. Like
Go
from
and
8 years,
learn.
10 years, go there, go and learn. Last year, myself and my friends, coach is also among our sons, went on site with my husband. My husband is an engineer. You should have seen the videos. On the first day, their hands were just like they were plastering something. Their hands were just like this. By the third day, they were doing it with expertise. What does that tell you? If you teach them, they will learn.
Hmm.
Recently, Coach Wendy put up how her son was learning to bend iron. He was on site with my husband. My husband said, "Now bend this thing this way." I saw
Bend
the
it.
is this iron bending. My son is in school. When he comes back, he already knows that then after Jersey, you are going on site. What are you doing at home? According to you, playing game. That's all they do. Play game, play game, play game, play game. Say they have assignment. What assignment? This is holiday. Let these boys go to a restaurant. I've already contacted, I've told coach, she's my partner in raising responsible boys because we gel very well. I'm already sourcing for an auto mechanic workshop. Come and bend under the car. Don't come and tell me when
Hmm.
they say, where is the carburetor? You'll be checking on top of the car. Carburetor, mommy, that's not where the carburetor is. You can't change that. Your son cannot do this. You're not saying when he grows, how would he know it? How is he going to know it? So I want you to talk in that aspect on Buka. What are the things that mothers can practically do out of the home experience that can help us raise boys that are not idiotic in nature?
I like what you said about releasing it. I share my own experiences with you. How my mother was intentional to learn here, learn here. Oh, this is happening here. Go here. And so, and that was really, really helpful for me. In school, I have two, is it or two, three gold medals I've won in cooking competition. In fact, I remember somebody in my room in university one day I said, this was from the other religion. I said, I feel like converting because of you. He said, not for anything, the way you clean our rooms, sparkling.
Wow.
I was so cultured in discipline that in the hostel, when the potters don't come, I go to wash the 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 hostel toilet and
The
bathroom
general one.
because the general one because my mother has been so my parents were so intentional that as a boy, I can't go out without if my clothes, the colors are not well combined. It was that you see a man, you must know this, you must combine your this, you must iron. My mother, you can't be ironing clothes on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning for church. You have to tell you have to plan, you have to make sure everything. I understood discipline, organization. My mother didn't have a girl. So we don't have a girl. All right. So I was the first boy. Every weekend they said she got a point. She said, now you are now a teenager. You start going to the market. She released me from 15. I would go to the market, buy things for the family, come back, cook, pack in the fridge for 2 weeks, 1 month. She was that intentional. He said, you're a man, you must understand discipline and learn how to take. So I went to school. I was so conscious of being so neat that every Saturday we have to wash the bedroom at home. So when the potters are not around, Something just unconscious. This be true. They are not washed for the weekend. So how will I bake that fresh baking on Sunday morning with a very neat
Go to
bedroom?
church.
It was just a culture that became a part of me. People say you're a workaholic, you can multitask, you can do this. It was something I learned by practice. It's not by impartation. It's not by keep talking. And I'm very close to my mother. We are very, very close, my parents, very close. But that culture of discipline, they were able to release us early. Learn here. They have this program here. I went for camp. And the time I went for camp, I got tired of going. They have camp is happening here. People, you have to plan,
Fam.
you have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
This one is happening here. You have to plan. So I'll come back on this camp. Next week, I'm going for another camp. She said, you
That's
have to
it.
learn. He kept telling me, he let him that thinketh is standard, take heed lest he fall. Because the point I say, have learned something. No, no, no. He let him that thinketh is standard, take heed lest he fall. So she kept reminding me that you cannot finish learning. You have to keep learning and learning and learning. Consciously, consciously. She will give me things I need, she will buy things for me, but there are things that was a no-no. I said, my parents didn't need to have a dry cleaner. I wash their clothes, I dry clean, I wash, I iron, I
My
pack. They didn't
goodness.
need to have, I wash the cars. You know, you wake up sometimes by 5 a.m., you wash. We didn't have house helps. We were the ones doing the work. And it was so overwhelming because there was a
Wow.
structure. There was a structure. Everybody knew what to do at what time. Till today in my house, if my children, if I wake up and see dustbins in the kitchen, overnight, I really don't, I, like you say, I really, no, 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 why? Because my mother was so deliberate that we can't sleep at home with any bin. It must be trashed. It was such a discipline that helped me to become the kind of man that I am today. It's not just by teaching. I see how modeling it. She tell you wake up early, she'll wake up early. She'll tell you do this, she'll do this. If I should teach me how to wash clothes, and she say this is how you wash it. My mother will tell me you must rinse clothes 3 times. She'll stand there and make sure I rinse my clothes 3 times. It must not smell. When it's dry, you must make sure it's not smelling. And she insisted that I do it. It was not a very easy training, but I'm so happy today that the man I have become is a product of those trainings that they brought me into. And when I saw some life difficult situation, I'm like, when I remember where I'm coming from, how we
It's
face
easy
more
peasy.
difficult situation and prevail. It's easy for me because I have experience. Just I have been taught, I have learned, I have processed over time. People can say you have resilience, you have courage, you can try, you can push. Because my mother, they will give you work for the week and you have to finish it. And I was so passionate about rehearsal and church there. I was in choir that if you don't finish that work, you can't go for rehearsal. If you don't finish that work, you can't go for fourth service. In fact, we wake up on Sunday morning at Tetima to meet 6 a.m. service in Durumi. After cooking stew on Saturday, I have to wake up to boil rice that will eat after service before I go. It was that deliberate. You can't go to church that is not ready. 4 a.m. I'm up to cook. Just discipline and structure they made me today. And if we must raise boys to who will be glad, who will be, you will sit back tomorrow and you are receiving good news from the woman that God is going to give you, then you must be intentional to inculcate that discipline. I know we love our boys. I know they are very dear to us. I know that is the one, he's my holy hope. Since my husband is not this thing, let me use him as an alternative. He's the one. I even see some sons who even come to interrupt times of father, husband, and wife. They come in between. You're talking, they will just come and face you, mommy, and you leave your husband you're talking to and focus on them. No courtesy, no excuse, no discipline, because they feel they have a monotony of their mother and nobody can stop
Mm.
that. So unconsciously, we even create rivals at home unnecessarily. Unnecessarily create rivals between you and your husband because you have channeled all your life to your son. Some mothers don't see their sons do anything wrong. He's Mr. Perfect. He's okay. We must begin to see from the right lens. See the future. If you are raising your son with the eyes of the now, you will make a lot of mistakes. As you are raising them, you are looking at that husband, you are looking at that father, you are looking at the CEO of the organization, how he's going to try, how he's going to persevere, how he's going
Mm.
to stand and build a home that the world will recognize.
Mm.
Raise him with the future in view. Raise him with what you're seeing ahead, not just in the now. So mothers still have the mentality of my 60 years old, thinking of that baby you carry from the hospital or you're still breastfeeding. We are past that era. He's grown now. And he's no longer taking breast milk. He has to begin to chew bones. And the Bible
That's
says, oh, you foolish
it.
Galatians, who has bewitched you? You that are supposed to be in healing of the sick. Do they say you are still in baptism, in repentance? And that's what I'm seeing in so many
Small,
boys
small
who should be
things.
thriving, who should be leading at home, taking leadership. Some mothers will be at home, they will take light. A 14 years old boy cannot turn on the
I
gen.
know
You'll be waiting for
100.
your father to come out by 10 p.m. You're not on gen. They are living in fear. Some boys can't even stay 50. They can't stay at home alone. Nobody's at home. Somebody will swallow. You know why? Because you are so pampered them that they need your presence to be. And so even when they go
Mm,
to school, they can't try, they can't read until mommy calls to talk to them, until mommy comes
mm,
and beg them. We
mm.
must
And
begin to
promise them
break it.
things.
And
And
promise
promise
them
them.
things. Oh, don't worry. When you come, I will give you the. I'll buy this for you. Let's
Yes.
begin to build men. We need
Mm,
men. We are having adult babies, adult men that are babies on diapers moving.
mm,
We
mm,
need men.
mm,
It's men that
mm.
will bring about this reformation that we need. And men
That's
are
it.
not made why they are men. Men are made why they are
The
boys. Let's
voice.
release our children. Release cut your umbilical cord from them. Cut your
Uh-uh.
umbilical
What
cord
is it?
and know that this child, I'm raising a king, I'm raising a man that will turn something. I want to tell you, win yourself from your son. Some have win from breast milk, but they've not win mentally. It's not enough to win. You must win mentally so that you can discipline from the lens of a son, not from the lens of a baby or a husband. We must intentionally do that. And that's my counsel to mothers.
So what of fathers? Because now fathers is
Hey!
like they're just doing tell them, oh, tell them, okay, Buka louder. Mm-hmm. Fathers, because I want everyone
Daddy!
here. Please, if you're listening to me, I've done it. So I'm not telling you what I've not done. I've forwarded to my husband. As this class is going on, it's not later. I have already forwarded to him. Everybody forward to your, not just your husband, your brothers, forward to your colleague that are men, forward to all the men in your. I have a cousin who has been calling me during this class. Is the next message you get from me is this link. Now go and listen because he has a son. He has a son, so let him go and listen. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't just come, go, and when you're done, you go. Please make sure you subscribe. And those of you coming to watch a replay, make sure you also subscribe and follow on Facebook, Etima Ume. I'm a teens mentor, and from time to time, we bring in professionals like the king of boys to come and give it to you, Basbos, as it is. Okay, I'm very concerned because I'm also a teens coach, and I don't want any of my girls going to an idiotic man. I want men, this kind odogu. I want
Odogu.
odogu for my girls. I'm not going to be doing sentiment. He's so cool, he dresses so nice. I don't want big head. I don't want he opens the door for me, he draws flowers at my feet. If this man cannot help you when you are birthing, if this man cannot help you when you are in trouble, if this man cannot help you when he loses his job, then you cannot be with him. So that is why I'm supporting the Save the. You see the way I'm the number one fan of Save the Boys. So
Save the
anything that
boys.
anything that will make you to save those boys because my girls are in the picture.
We will save them with our cake, that cake.
Yes, cake. You did not hear that we're coming to shock you on Saturday. Say you challenge us, my girls have vexed. Watch out for what is going to happen on Saturday, Buka. We are going to shut down that your venue
Hey,
with our
we are
jokes.
waiting.
Be calm. Don't worry, we are coming. And we're doing this because we want to make a point. And the point
Mm,
is we are the first beneficiaries of an idiotic man. Check it out now.
mm,
A man is
mm,
your boss. He's coming to
mm,
harass you, touch your bum
mm,
bum every day.
mm,
A man is your husband. He's looking at house help, looking at
mm.
neighbor, looking at harassing your daughter. So the women are the first beneficiaries and
Yes,
sufferers. We are the
very
first
true.
people to suffer the consequence
Mm,
of a man that is not responsible. So if you
mm,
see me shouting, boys, 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 that's why I'm shouting it. Oh, when they come to camp, incidentally, you talked about camp. We also run camps after the
mm,
boys. Oh, we have the joint camp, and
mm.
yes, some of the boys are in both camps. The boys that came from Save the Boys, their difference is clear. Their difference is clear. When we say carried, because on the joint camp at the Ignite camp, we give them more work too. You see those
What?
ones that never come to save the boys camp, they will be, Uncle Tima, now what of the girls? Can't the girls join us? I say, Ta! Come on, be moving. Thank God I'm a commandant on that camp. I'm not this
Be
nice.
going.
Be going. The boys are the ones that serve us on our Ignite camp. The boys, if not that they will not allow boys to go to girls' hostel, I would have sent them to go and clean them.
Good.
Remaining small. They are the ones that tidy the hall. Right now, we have given them peer mentor roles. We are not just talking that boys be responsible. We are giving them the task. We are giving
Hmm.
them the work. So we can't just say, all these boys, make sure you go and be responsible. So what would they do? How would they learn it?
How would they
So
learn
this
it?
year we are including more and more and more tasks for the
Task.
boys. They need to do. They are not going to die. Do you know that during jam, because they delayed, some parents were actually sneaking food, and I'm sure most of them were mommy boys. They were into jam, Ebuka, into jam. They were sneaking food that because they have been sitting down for long. Who has ever died sitting down for long or trying to write an exam in a system that works? Would they delay jam so much? But life is not balanced. We saw teenagers stuck in Ukraine. Ebuka, some of them could not come back because they could not trek. Did you hear that story? Some Nigerian children could not come. They were
I,
stranded for
I
days
thought their
because they could
mothers would
not
have
trek.
got there to carry them and
They were
come.
crying on the phone. One of them said,
Okay.
"Auntie, my mommy has been, my daddy has been crying. My parents have
Okay.
been crying on the phone, but they could not
Okay.
do nothing."
So,
Prepare your child. All over the world, they are in their uncomfortable situations. They are terrible, difficult, adverse situations. Don't even tell me it's only in Nigeria. Who told you? In the US, that somebody brings out a gun and starts shooting, your son cannot run.
hmm.
They're shouting, what are you? You guys are not even thinking ahead. You think that our children will remain in the four corners of our
No,
room?
home. Mm-mm.
They go to school abroad because they have not gone through adversity, ruggedity, the slightest stress. They join a bad gang.
Boom. They will stop picking your calls, Seth.
That's it.
That is what they now do. When you call them too much, they will stop picking your call. You
Because
that
you
is
are
it. I always tell
whining.
the mothers at the end of the day, that boy you pampered, you're the one, you're the worst hit. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Because later with time they begin to see you as a pest,
Mm-hmm.
introduce you as space, they begin to see you
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
as like what is it? What is it? They'll go to school and start picking those mothers' calls. That's the truth. Most of them, like you said, women always the first beneficiary of some of these things. When we begin to raise, disciplined and structured boys. It's unfortunate the kind of cases handling with boys in university. I'm having boys who go to universities and fail because of game. Play them all through the night and will not go to lecture in the morning. I'm only wondering
Imagine.
where did all this come from?
Uncle Ebuka,
They've
I
not
told I
learned
told
to.
my son, I told my children, me, I don't do boys girl. I told my children, when you get to university, I pay your fees only. You see this, mommy raise me, that they have fun and shake body. You see that shake body? You will shake your body. Yes. So my children are already thinking of their businesses. Their small. I mean, you cannot do business, small business in school to take care of feeding, snacking, TP. You would do that because when they don't have responsibility. That please, this is a personal opinion. I didn't ask you to do it because some people will bring constitution for me. It's what I've chosen to do, and my children have accepted it because that's what makes you, especially the boy. My son too loves games. He's like a regular boy. He loves game. He loves football. He loves. How be it? He has now been informed that he would be fending for himself in university. So he's beginning to rearrange his desires and his hobbies. You know that if you watch small and you will do business small, if not, you'll be hungry. You see that raise me 2K for data. There's nothing like that. So the boys already
Urgent
think
2K.
it's business. Urgent 2K, you know it. You know that urgent 2K. Urgent 2K, urgent 2K, urgent 2K, urgent 2K. No more.
Let's talk to the fathers.
Let's talk to the fathers. We need to, please. Fathers, where are you? Arise.
Oh my God, fathers. First, I didn't want to. Yes, I will still apologize to a lot of women going through difficult times with their husband because Parenting can be tough if you and your husband are not on the same page. Like, I don't even know how people cope. Like, because only two of you yourself is not easy. We are dealing with our partner, Coach Timba, is work. Talk less of when somebody
Mhm.
is now pulling through and the man is not interested. Like I said yesterday, I tell fathers who think, as a father say, these women, people are just wasting your time with all these coaches. They're using you to make money. Every time you're listening to this person, a team and when the Ebuka, what are they even telling you? They brainwash you.
Mm.
I tell the men, calm all the way down. Calm down now.
All the way.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. This egoistic nature has not done us any good. Because if it has done us good, we will not have our boys in prison, juvenile homes, and drug rehabilitation. A lot of men live in denial of the present reality. They still having the mindset of 1952. That is how my father raised me. Like a father who told me, if thing by talking does not work, by the time I sand my son and I punch him and I use razor to cut his head, he said, Coach, can't you see my head? It's only cut my father cut me. That's why I'm okay. If I don't cut his head, he will not be okay. I told him pop and play. If you have to cut somebody's head to be okay, it shows you're not also okay yourself. Let's calm down. And what is happening to a lot of men is the mindset you've had. That's how they raise us. That is what happened. And this parenting is for women. It's this. And it's not helping, especially for the boy. Because he raised the boy, he need a template. And I feel to tell me this thing you're teaching me. How can I see? Who will show me? My father is an opposite of what you're telling me. How do I learn what it is? Men who cannot have sex conversation with their children, with their boys. Some men say they are shy. I don't have time. How can I call those things? Is it necessary? It doesn't work. It was just yes, last week, one of my mentees coming from the US. Do you know what happened in the classroom at the team?
Hmm.
They were talking about pornography and masturbation, and his classmates told him, it's normal, and that is normal part of life of boys.
Eh?
That he not started. That he was telling me, say, have you not started? That every boy, that is where boys are wired to ease pressure. That is the right thing to do to ease pressure. That is the way they are wired for us to be easing pressure. It's good. They even gave the boy how many times to do it in a day. Has your father talked to you about this thing?
Hmm.
No. So because of that vacuum, a lot of them are facing. They go out and a lot of lies from cultists, lies from drug addicts, and our boys are being parented by strange men outside. Fathers must begin to go for knowledge. Leave this 1950. We are dealing with a world of TikTok, a stronghold of Instagram, a fire Snapchat, where
Hmm.
nudity is the order of the day. Anywhere
Hmm.
you turn left to right, our boys are facing it most bad. Who is the one encouraging them? Who is the one passing their hands on their back and say, I know what you're going through. I've also been through it. You can pull through. Who is the encourager? Who is telling them that yes, everybody wants to be led? Who is the one showing them the pattern for leadership? Who they can talk to? It's not. Fathers are absent. The ones that are available are thinking there's no need, and even worrying the women that are doing the work. I see fathers who say, and what is this? They don't know what television because they should watch. Give them their tab. We've been watching television since 1950. It didn't kill us. Oh, we didn't have porn games in
Yeah, we
1950.
did
We
not.
didn't have animation games then. We are dealing with something strange and new. We must evolve. We are dealing with a stronghold that demands an intensive knowledge. We are dealing with beings without bodies. We are dealing with people who have cultured our children into something that is beyond the normal. We can't fight it with the tools of yesterday. We must upgrade, we must equip ourselves, we must go ahead. Before LGBT adds the new name, before our children know, we have known, we have told them. The latest song, we are talking to them based on fact, not head knowledge. Oh, this thing is not good. Why? What facts do you have about
Hmm.
that musician, about that person? What template, what fact, what are your figures? How can we begin to sit, have intelligent conversation? When a man is not present, the boy has nothing to model. And so you see a lot of feminized boys, boys
Hey.
who are in the body of a man, but the mind of a woman. Because boys become what they see, what they keep seeing, and who is modeling family life, parenting to them is a woman. So have a lot of them in the body of a man, but the mind of a woman, and that is killing us. Feminized boys. Let's talk. And they want to talk to a man. You know why they go to drug addicts and cultists? Because they want to talk to a masculine person who can help them to understand strength.
Yes.
There's a limit to which a woman can do in that. Fathers, go for
Yes.
knowledge. You cannot just keep punching and shouting. You cannot get you cannot implant empathy by shouting. You cannot implant kindness by yelling. You cannot implant empathy by punching. You are
Mm.
not a calm man. I'm not a calm man. So you are punching and you are talking about calmness through punching. He has not
Kai, kai,
understood it
kai,
because you have
kai,
not
kai.
modeled it. Fathers, let's go for knowledge. We're losing our sons. We're losing
Mm.
our sons. Let's partner with our wives to raise. And when they are bringing options, things to do, don't just scrap it and say everything is. No, no, no. I keep saying, if you think the pain of this investment is heavy, and you say, wait for regret. The pain of regret is generational. Some generation have not recovered from one man who missed it. Fathers, let's wake up. Our boys are in dear need. The greatest issue I'm seeing with boys is showing them a male model to follow. Showing them a male model to pattern their life after is tough. So I think they're going on a journey without roadmap, without what they should become ahead. So if we are wired to what we see, what are we not seeing? We are seeing what we shouldn't see, and what we're supposed to see is missing. So we are putting our boys in a dilemma, in a place where it's difficult, in a place where we tell them to go on a journey without a roadmap. Let's
Mm.
wake up. We are losing kings. Families are suffering. Institutions are suffering. Leadership is in crisis. And the promise of the end time, I will restore the heart of the fathers to their sons. Let
Mm-hmm.
I destroy the land with a curse. And the land is destroyed with a curse today because the honors of leadership have been stolen. Honors of leadership. Leadership is stolen. The nation, the family system is in chaos because we have headless homes, beautiful monster homes, adorned with apparel, but the head is missing. How will you see a beautiful damsel without head now?
Mm.
Who wants to carry
Mm.
that?
Mm.
A lot of homes are beautiful monsters, beautiful palaces without roofs. It cannot stand. Fathers, let's go for knowledge. Let's forget this ego of what they told us. We are losing a
Mm.
seed. With all the knowledge and the pride we have gathered, we are losing our sons. With all the knowledge, the pain of regret is generational. Let's come out from this. Humility will not kill you. I'm also a father. I'm a coach. I'm listening. I don't give you to TRP before my wife. Because for me, I'm a gatekeeper. Anything that wants to happen to my family must go through me. Parenting is first me as a man before even my wife. We must
Yes.
be intentional about that to learn. Let me stop there.
Stop there, oh, because this one, this one is enough for one day. Let us go and meditate. So much have been said, and I love the way that you ended it. Parenting is first about you before your wife, and it's biblical. I can actually prove it to anybody that is saying, "Show me the scripture. Show me the scripture." In the beginning, I was sharing this with Coach Wendy, and I heard her mention it when you guys were talking yesterday. In the beginning, when God committed the garden to
Mm,
Adam, He gave it to Adam. He said, "Keep it, tend it, nurture it." That's
mm,
that's 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 the family. The
mm,
Bible says that our sons are plants. Abi,
mm,
our sons are
mm,
plants that should be
mm,
nurtured well. Our daughters are pillars. So you can confidently and comfortably say that a child is a plant that needs nurture, care, tending. That role was first given to a man. And that's why when God came, he did not say, Adam and Eve, where are you? He said, Adam, where are you? I told my husband, I said, you see this parenting thing? I'm behind you. Not even beside. I'm not beside. It's marriage, I'm beside. Parenting, I'm behind. I will stay. He said, you're
no,
a
say
coach.
the lead.
I say, sir, I am behind you. Be going. Women, step back. Put your husband in front. Initially, they'll be doing it, encourage them, rub their back, massage them. Everything you do, do it from the back. Let our husbands stand in front. For those of us that are widows, single parents, find a father figure. It's not that hard. My husband lost his father at a young age. They had a father figure. But to tell me that all these things, I love what you said about boys being feminists, feminist boys inside in their body, they are men, inside their mind,
Their
women.
mind, their
That is
women
the idiotic nature now, because you're not able to. There's a way men think.
are wired.
There's
Yeah,
the brain of a man is completely different from that of a woman. Why are we having men with female brain? What is that? Being very emotional about things that they should be logical about. So it's time for fathers to be ahead. I've left two people. Oh, my husband, he will be in the front, I'll stay at inner circle, he will be in the front, I'll be at the back. If you don't talk, we don't do. If you don't do, we don't. If we don't go, we don't go. And there's nothing like, let me just go, my husband is not around. Sir, you will be around to go. All the PTA meetings, I'm out. I am out. Fathers, come and stand in the front. We have given you your position. So you are the men, you rule the world. Come
at
to
the
the
PTA, like I tell parents, PTA is Parents Teachers Association, not Mothers Teachers Association. We have
I'm
turned
not
it to
even
Mothers.
going. I'm not doing.
As
My
in,
husband is not going. I will not go. If he's going, I'll go and I'll stand behind him as we are going. That's what is going to happen. So please, everybody, you can see that this complaint of I've tried everything. My husband is not here. My husband is not doing. Find a way. You are a wise woman. If Delilah could pull down, that's me and Coach favorite female Bible character.
hmm,
Love Delilah. We only abuse her, but we don't learn from her. If Delilah
hmm,
bring down a mighty man, then you can influence your husband to do
hmm,
anything. If he's not doing it, you are not doing it
hmm,
well. Go
hmm.
and get the 411 of that man's life. Get his mumu button and get him to do what he has to do by all means. After some time, he'll get used to it and he'll do it well. Thank you so much, Coach Ebuka. We'll give you a few minutes to talk about the International Boys Conference. We cannot wait. Tomorrow is the D-Day. We are celebrating this
Yes,
conference like, in fact, the world is standing still for this conference.
yes, so.
Give us a brief about
That's
what's
it.
going to happen.
Yes, it's start tomorrow or to Saturday. Thursday, Friday is virtual, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Coach Wendy is coming on fire tomorrow for the parent session by 7. So your boys should
Okay.
join for 6, then 7 parents, then Friday again, 6 to 8, 2 sessions. We're having that. We're having the founder of the World Day of the Boy Child is speaking to tomorrow. So they're going to be hearing from him. Why are we celebrating that day? What's happening? I'll have amazing coaches, TJ, Pastor Siri, Ochili, lots of seasoned men that will be coming to speak who have a track record, all right, who pattern because we must model. We are bringing men who have a track record. They need to see, model, hear from their own lives and also
Mm.
pattern themselves. On Saturday is the grand finale at the National Stadium Indoor Sports Hall. We are hosting over 1,500 boys physically, and the Gears Hub are coming to give us a very big cake,
Yes. Oh,
big,
that cake.
big cake that can serve 2,000
You
people.
said you wanted 15 inches cake. We are giving you 15
50
inches cake.
inches.
But don't worry.
Hallelujah.
It is going to be. It's going to be.
Yes,
We are
like
going to
that. That fish and bread that fed 5,000 is going
it
to
will
feed
feed
by the
10,000
grace of
boys.
God.
The cake we are bringing
Yes, yes.
is going to feed
So
10,000. Pick your
every
boys.
mother, every boy on
Please
Saturday,
register.
9:30 a.m. at the National Stadium. If you're in Abuja, we have workshops starting with the workshop. As the boys are having workshop, parents are around also be having workshop by Pastor Siri live there. So make sure you're there.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
after that, the main event kicks off and it's going to be a mind-blowing experience. We hope to see all of you there. All right? And join us. So
Okay.
this is my handle on Instagram, Ebuka _ coach. You can check
Okay.
and see me there,
Yes.
see other
Yeah.
things we
And
do
get
too.
and get
Thank you.
registration links. Please
Yes.
ensure whether you're in Australia, Canada, UK, make sure every one of you. I have a son, and I have sons, spiritual sons that come to me for boot camps. I cannot say I will not be there because I'm a girl coach. What is the meaning of that? As long as you have boys in your space, whether they are there physically or not, please be at this event. Send the link to all our boys to connect. Everything you have been saying that is entering and coming out here, they will say it at that conference and it will make sense to them. That's how it is. All right, everybody. So thank you so much. And don't forget that immediately after the boys' conference, we're having the Global Teens Conference for both boys
Yes,
and girls. Yes,
yes,
we
yes,
want
yes, yes.
all the teenagers from 10 years and above to register for that conference. It's also an online conference. And then, of course, we're counting down to the Teens Mentoring Bootcamp Ignite 2023 in August. Plenty camps. You go for this camp, you go for all the camp. Don't say the
Ola,
team
Ola.
want to finish us. We are not finishing
Ah,
you.
I told them,
Drugs are
me, I
finishing
went
them.
to camp, camp.
You will come for all the camps. The boys will go for
All,
that one. You come for this one. They'll be going, they'll be going. They are more in church. They will go for all. Don't complain. Drugs are finishing our children. Fraud, gangsterism finishing our children. That's what is finishing them. It's not
our
us.
competitors are not joking.
They are
Mm.
not. So please allow us bring these things to you. It's such a blessing. People outside Nigeria are crying. You can't be in Nigeria and be crying now. What are you crying for? Save your money, please. Start saving from now till June to August. You will have enough and even sponsor other children. Thank you so much, everyone. I see you, Jenny. I see you, Sim. I see you, Omolo. La, I see you, Benedict. I see you, Adaku. I see Folake. I see Choma. I see you all. I celebrate you. If you're watching a replay, this is me celebrating you right here. This is me celebrating all the mothers and all the fathers, all the coaches. God bless you guys. Please keep sharing. The best thing you can look at the way we shared you that stuff, man. It went viral. Let's share these things. You'll be saving a boy, you'll be saving a life, you'll be saving a girl, you'll be saving a family. God bless you guys. So proud of you all. Ebuka, we are gingering you. See you with our massive cake on Saturday. God
Right.
bless you and have a
Thank
blessed day,
you.
everybody. Celebrate you all.
Bye.
Bye.